Quite a few people have been asking about doing shadow work and information on the shadow side. So this video is my thoughts on the shadow side and the narcissist. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers. I hope you're finding the information on the channel helpful. If you are new to the channel, this channel is all about the narcissistic personality disorder to give you more understanding of the things you have been through or are going through within your life, how to handle narcissistic people if you cannot go no contact, and different ways to find the method that works for you to recover from narcissistic abuse. If you are new to the channel and you do find the information helpful, please do subscribe. So this video is the shadow side and the narcissist. Carl Jung discovered the concept of the shadow side. The shadow is the hidden parts of ourselves where our conscious rejects the parts we don't like or feel comfortable with within ourselves, within who we are as a person. The shadow side of us is either our conscious ego trying to suppress the parts of which our ego doesn't like, or our unconscious parts of ourselves, of our shadow self. Our shadow self is often the part of self which isn't known consciously to ourselves. The shadow is often what we perceive to be those negatives within us. However, they can be positives that others have shamed us into believing is a negative. Those who've been around a narcissist or narcissistic people will often have low self-esteem due to all the belittling, shaming and invalidating, having our thoughts, feelings, opinions, needs, wants, desires, dreams, how we speak, how we look, dismissed, criticised or neglected. Often we can within our subconscious try to help those who we can see ourselves in. Usually, even the most arrogant, grandiose, charming narcissists have insecurities. As our conscious or subconscious has these, we can pick those up in other people. We can not only be charmed in by these people because of their charismatic charms and mannerisms, but we can subconsciously pick up on those insecurities within them, wanting to fix those who are unaware of these insecurities and don't want to be fixed as they believe they are special and entitled to special attention and special treatment. The more their outside persona hides their shadow persona, the more they believe their outside persona. We can also be judgmental, such as if you believe in loyalty and respect, family values, would not risk hurting another or splitting up another person's family. We can be overly judgmental on those who are willing to engage in extramarital affairs, especially when the persona knows about the husband or wife, especially if the third party is a family member or a friend. We can judge those whose values, standards, beliefs don't match ours, often believing we should teach them our way, what we perceive to be the right way, because we believe in loyalty. We believe we should teach others to believe in loyalty, not understanding that they are just on a different journey to us, and wrong or right, that life is tough, life is painful. It's not up to us to teach others. It's up to us to teach ourselves and learn from our pain so that we can take on board the information that helps us and dismiss the information that doesn't help us. Yes, pain is unfair and seemingly extremely unjust. The longer we live in the pain that another causes us to suffer, the longer we suffer. The sooner we find the right method to overcome anxiety, depression, sadness, CPTSD, the sooner we find our true selves and find the coping mechanisms to handle pain. As pain hits, and it hits hard, we cannot run from pain. This causes us further pain. We can learn how to handle the pain in a way that helps us. We all make mistakes, so we might have a negative shadow side that we need to work on. If we don't own those mistakes at the time, we do have to own those mistakes at some point in time. We also might have desires that others have invalidated, so we have buried this side of us deep through fear of judgment from those around us. We might have passions that we were led to believe we're not good enough, so we've hidden our dreams, our hopes and our passions, and we need to bring those back out. Narcissist shadow side can stem from similar scenarios, but instead of helping others due to their shadow side, they destroy others. Their pride and their ego take over. They seek to bring others down to compensate for their negative shadow, so hidden deep within their unconscious mind that they just don't see. Where the narcissist projection could come from, and ours, where we recognise we're not perfect, we hurt, we project our good qualities, often hidden, as we don't entirely want to admit our good side, for appearing better than another, for seemingly acting narcissistic, as we know that no one person is better than another, for fear of upsetting another person, for fear of judgment as to when we've done something good, or when we did something good in our past, we were invalidated and judged, for fear of upsetting somebody, for fear of not appearing humble, because we want to be humble within our achievements. We don't want to bring other people down. So we might have been successful in something, but we don't want to tell other people, purely because we don't want to pull other people down. We want to raise other people up. The narcissist projection is how a narcissist plays the blame game. A narcissist projection is a mix of their manipulative gaslighting and their manipulative blame shifting, as they go all out to distract you from the truth, as they do their best to cover the truth with their distorted lies, as they hide the truth of their toxic, hurtful, negative behaviour from themselves and from you. At the same time, they get you to doubt and blame yourself and take on the responsibility of the narcissist's actions. They get you to defend yourself to them for how you think or feel due to their hurtful ways, so they escape accountability, so they remain in control, and so they get away with their actions time and time again, while slowly sinking you under their trance. And often we don't put those mistakes into our shadow side. We know we reacted. We know we were in the wrong with our reactions. We feel guilt for any reactions when a narcissist provokes us. We feel bad, and then we do our best to make it up to the very person that's made us feel that way. Psychological projection is a defense mechanism used by many people, but especially by a narcissist, to defend their own ego against their own negative qualities by denying the existence of their own inner faults and placing them onto others. A way to deny theirs and our reality. A way of denying something they have done and passing the blame for their behaviour onto others. Passing thoughts or feelings onto others. They can project thoughts, flaws, feelings, emotions, characteristics, actions that they don't like within themselves, and these can be hidden deep within their unconscious thought patterns. These can be their shadow side. Projection is a narcissist manipulative method to control the image, not only to the outside world, but often to themselves. The realities they want others to see, to gaslight us into losing our minds and causing that cognitive dissonance, where because we live in two different realities, the one we live and the one we are gaslighted into believing, we then end up living with two very different beliefs, values or ideas, and sometimes more than two, which leaves us feeling disorientated and confused, which is quite often the narcissist shadow side as well. They actually read within other people what they see within their shadow side, that their unconscious is unwilling to let their conscience see. When a narcissist is judging others, it's often due to the projection of their shadow side. So they are judging themselves, or when they are envious of others, it is their shadow envy, putting others down to feel better for what they themselves lack in. When looking at our own shadow side, we can recognise our insecurities and flaws. We can see those insecurities within others. Often why many overlook a narcissist toxic side, overlook the offensive side, as it's not often within that individual. So to them it's unimaginable someone would treat someone this way. It's unimaginable someone would do the things a narcissist will do to other people. Why we can blame ourselves, as at times we feel angry when someone causes that anger within us. So indeed the narcissist must be mad at us because we've done something, because no way would a narcissist be mad just because they are mad. It must be something we did, which is how our thought process begins to work. The narcissist will gaslight us into believing we did something. We can recognise our anger, and we can recognise that usually someone provokes anger within us. So there is no way a narcissist would feel angry unless we have done something to provoke them, which isn't the case. Abuse is abuse. There is no excuse. You did nothing to cause it. It is who they are as a person. A narcissist often believes you made them angry, even when you did no wrong. Therefore, they feel resentment, hurt you to feel better within, because to them, they serve justice for things that you haven't even done. A narcissist is often unwilling to open up to their shadow side, as that would mean admitting fault, that they are not perfect. We, on the other hand, know we make mistakes and usually try to make amends with people. People please, apologise, say sorry for our mistakes. Saying sorry is a very difficult thing to do, but the majority of people who are aware of their mistakes will find a way to apologise. That shame placed in you, that invalidates part of you, means we can then judge these qualities in those around us. You cannot change what you do not know. Within a relationship with a narcissist, with all their gaslighting, we do not know. We are conditioned to look for the bad within us and the good within them. Within a narcissist, with all their projection they do not know. They just blame everyone else. Some do know, some are extremely calculated. Most know to an extent. They just do not know why. We cannot control what we don't understand. A narcissist cannot control themselves, as they don't understand themselves. They can only control themselves if they fear the judgment that will strike down their ego they built so high to stop others from seeing their insecurities. So they are in control when they perceive that someone may make a negative judgment of who they are as a person, but they are not aware enough or in control enough to change who they are as a person. And even those that do become aware or are aware have at least 5 of those 9 characteristics that make up the disorder. It is who they are as a person. Although you could potentially manage a narcissist if they were to be aware enough, you cannot change a narcissist, as that is who they are. It has to be the conscious part of us that integrates with the unconscious part of us. And if the unconscious part of us is too painful, the conscious part will keep finding excuses when the shadow side appears to push the shadows back down deep within. Our shadow can happily work against us without us even realising it. Whatever qualities we deny within ourselves, we often see in others. In contrast, during the devaluation, a narcissist denies our good while we see the good in them. And while a narcissist denies their wrong, their negatives, they see the wrong and negatives in others. Even though it's not the others in the wrong, often it's the narcissist in the wrong. We are not seeing the narcissist good. We are seeing our good, which has been suppressed into our subconscious due to their toxic, invalidating words. As we can see the parts of our shadow side, we are aware of our own flaws, weaknesses, often explaining these to a narcissist, especially in the love bombing stages, putting ourselves down. And the narcissist will pick these apart to make us consciously feel worse about ourselves. They will use our weaknesses, they will use our shadow side against us. The narcissist shadow side is often driven by their envy that they have for those around them. They seek to destroy the good they see within others that they no longer see within themselves. Our shadow side is often driven by our compassion to help those in pain. We understand how that pain feels and we want to help others not feel that pain. We can then blame ourselves for enabling feeling guilt, for walking away, or class ourselves as codependent for wanting to see the good in others. At the same time, we do our best to overlook their bad because that bad is not within us, so we don't recognise how someone could treat someone that way. Why quite often a narcissistic relationship, when we do realise what's been happening, is so unbelievable, because our conscious and our unconscious, our subconscious, cannot recognise that somebody would treat another person in that way. How to help your shadow side come into the light? 1, lots of self-compassion. Allow yourself to care for who you are as a person. That care, that love, that respect you give to other people, that loyalty you give to other people, start giving that to yourself. 2, self-awareness, mindfulness, meditation, yoga. Not only mindfulness for those around you, becoming more mindful towards yourself, remembering that forgiveness is for you. You've most likely forgiven a narcissist many of a time when they've hurt you in the past until you started to wake up for their behaviour. But start giving that forgiveness to yourself. Forgiveness is individual. It's finding again the forgiveness that works for you. If you don't want to forgive a narcissist, you don't have to forgive a narcissist, but most likely at some point you forgave them. And if you don't want to forgive them now, make sure you forgive yourself. 3, honesty. You're open and honest with others. Learn to become more accepting and honest within yourself. 4, listening to your emotions. When we listen to these emotions, we pay closer attention to our instincts. We pay closer attention to what our emotions are telling us to do, whether we need to change our approach, whether we need to change our perspective, whether we need to change our actions. Listening to our emotions and understanding them from within us. 5, listen to how you talk to yourself. Talk to yourself, or learn to talk to yourself, how you speak to other people. You often offer people compassion and kindness, which is often why a narcissist managed to exploit you, because you care about other people and want to help other people. So talk to yourself and treat yourself how you treat other people. And do not talk to yourself how others have spoken to you, how toxic, negative, narcissistic people have spoken to you. No longer talk to yourself how they have trained your unconscious to think and feel. Writing a diary can help with this, to recognise whether it is your thoughts or whether it's thoughts that someone else planted within your mind. EMDR treatment also helps, because that gets into the issues that have been buried deep within our minds that we find too painful to bring up. But it's finding the right therapy, the right treatment for you. Many can read, listen to videos, join support groups, talk to therapists. See EMDR treatment is finding what works for you. Seeking knowledge helps. Seeking knowledge, seeking the understanding of what we've been through, what's happened to us, so that we can grow. We are here to grow as individuals, to learn, to explore and to grow. I shall add the video in the link for the video on codependency, because I often find that term does also create a bit of the blame game. Not always. Some people, there is many reasons for codependency, just the codependency dynamics within a narcissistic relationship. I shall also add in the links where you can find me on social media and the courses that are available that give more understanding on narcissistic abuse and the effects that it can have on you as a person. If anyone has their thoughts or feelings on the shadow side, please do add that into the description, because we are here to get different perspectives and reach our own understanding of situations. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope everyone has a brilliant day. Bye.